So what you're about to see is the footage that I have been taking throughout my whole pregnancy, the past 9 months, starting at week 8 and going up through postpartum. And when I was early on in my pregnancy, I was just so curious to know what the heck my body was gonna look like as it changed and my pregnancy progressed and my baby grew. And so I watched a ton of videos like this. I looked up so many pregnancy progression photos on Pinterest, and they were all so beautiful, and it was amazing to see how pregnancy can affect a person's body so differently. But I didn't really see bodies that looked like mine represented in those photos and those videos. So I was like, okay, I wanna make a video like this, not only for me, because I think pregnancy is such a beautiful and special thing and I wanna document it, but also so that if someone else out there is going through what I was and just trying to figure out what the heck their plus size or mid-size body might look like in pregnancy, maybe they can find this video and see one version of what pregnancy can look like on a bigger body. And obviously every body is different and unique and carries pregnancy differently. So even if you are the exact same size as me, your body might look completely different and react completely different to pregnancy. But I just think it's such a beautiful and special thing. And although my body has been through a lot these past 9 months, I am so incredibly grateful for it. And this is gonna be my last video before I start my maternity leave. I will be back to posting regular content in September in about 3 months. So in that time off, if you do wanna keep up with me, we will be posting occasionally on the vlog channel, Sierra and Stephen IRL, and then also over on Instagram at Schultzzie. So you can check up on me there. And without further ado, let's get into my 9-month pregnancy body transformation of growing a tiny human. Okay, so today is going to be my first, kind of like my starting point of my pregnancy transformation. I'm really excited to see the physical changes in my body over this next, let's see, 32 weeks from now. Today, I am 8 weeks and 3 days pregnant. The baby is the size of a grape, according to the app that I'm using, and it should be about 0.9 inches long, so like just under an inch. As for my body, I'll give you guys front view, side view, and I'm not showing like an actual baby yet, but I am showing a ton of bloat. But I don't really mind the bloating. To me, it's just another sign that like I am pregnant and my body really is creating life. And so even though it's not like the most glamorous of all body changes and symptoms, it doesn't bother me. It makes me happy. In addition to the bloating, in terms of like physical symptoms that are showing on my body, my boobs, I think, have grown like an entire size. Like you can't really see that much in this because it's kind of like a flattening bra, but pre-pregnancy, I was like a 38C or D, kind of in between the two. And I feel like my boobs have grown an entire cup size from that. Like they just feel so swollen and heavy. And I'm sure that'll feel like nothing when the baby's here and my milk comes in and my boobs are like way, way bigger. But for right now, it has been kind of an adjustment. I just feel like they have grown so much. It's like a second puberty. But yeah, that is my body at 8 weeks, 3 days. So I will catch up with you guys in a couple weeks. Okay, so I am now 12 weeks pregnant, just about to enter the second trimester, and my little baby is the size of a kiwi. Also, we just found out the sex of the baby. We are having a girl, which I am so excited about. But let's talk about my body changes, the physical changes, because I am honestly surprised with how different my body feels in just a 4-week change. So first thing, I was planning on wearing the same bra and same bottoms in like every single pregnancy update. Well, that's already ruined because I no longer fit into the bra that I was wearing in the 8-week bump date. My freaking boobs, you guys, have grown so much in 4 weeks. They feel so much bigger. They feel heavy. Like none of my bras fit me anymore. I put on this one that's more of like a bralette, so it has more room, but even that, I feel like I'm spilling out on the sides. I would guess that I've probably grown like 2 full cup sizes, which my boobs haven't changed that much since puberty, so this is an adjustment. Also, I decided to take my belly button ring out. I have had my belly button piercing in since I was 16. So like 8 years, I have had that belly button piercing, and you're supposed to take it out by like 20 weeks in pregnancy, I think. I decided to take it out early because, as we'll talk about next, I feel like my stomach is starting to grow a little bit, and it just gave me anxiety to think about like my stomach growing and the belly button ring being stuck. So I decided to just take it out, so no more belly piercing. Also, I feel like my bloating has gone way down. I'll turn to the side so you can see. In the first like 9 weeks, I was so incredibly bloated. I just felt like I was retaining water. I felt so puffy. I feel like almost all of that bloating has gone down. I'd say say like 75% of it, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just because I'm, you know, very familiar with my body. It is my body, but I feel like my stomach looks more round. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit of a shape to it, which I didn't think I would be showing this early. And I don't even know if this really counts as showing, but I can't really suck it in. And it specifically to me, it feels like it's getting rounder here on the bottom. So I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm starting to show just the tiniest bit. And I feel like this extra little bit of stomach really only popped up like 2 or 3 days ago. It's super new. Right now, I would say this bump is like 70% just the belly that I had pre-pregnancy, 20% bloat. I feel like I'm still retaining a little bit of that bloat, and like 10% actual baby / uterus growing. And like I said, that 10% is super new, but it is making me really excited, especially because I feel like everyone who I've talked to who has been pregnant, and also just reading online, people usually start showing between like 10 weeks and 16 weeks. And so in the next month or so here, I feel like this is gonna start being even more prominent, which I am just so ready for. I'm so excited to have a bigger bump and to really be showing, and especially because as the baby grows, that means I will get to feel the baby, and I am so excited for that. I feel like I think about that at least every day. Just to be able to feel the baby move and kick is gonna be so special. It's something I'm really, really looking forward to. I don't know why I'm still standing to the side, this is weird. But that is 12 weeks. This is my body at 12 weeks, and I will see you guys in another 4. Okay, today I am officially 16 weeks and 1 day pregnant. Here is what the bump is looking like from the side. I feel like it's kind of, it's still a small bump, but an actual bump. Like, I feel like when I take photos, I can go like this now. Probably still quite a bit of bloat, and then also just my pre-pregnancy tummy. But my app said that this week the baby is the size of a navel orange, and my uterus has grown to the size of a small melon. And I feel like both of those things are pretty substantial. And my pre-pregnancy jeans and skirts officially are a no-go. They don't fit. So I've been wearing a lot of sweatpants. I've been wearing my Confident and Kind perfect pants from my merch, and also leggings. I got my first few pairs of maternity leggings and a pair of maternity jeans. Those are still a little bit big, but they're kind of bridging the gap right now. As for body changes outside just the bump, I have noticed some stretch marks popping up on the sides of my boobs here, and my chest has definitely continued to grow along with my bump, so that was kind of something I wasn't super surprised by. Now around this time, like 16 weeks, is when some women start to feel the baby move, and I am so excited for that. I have not felt any movements yet, but I'm like hyper aware of it. I also found out at a recent appointment that I have an anterior placenta, so my placenta is at the front rather than the back, so it's kind of like an extra cushion. So my OB said it might take me a little bit longer to feel baby movements, but I hope that's not true because I really, really want to feel her. Oh, also, my fingers have swollen up to the point that I can no longer wear my wedding ring. So I actually got a fake one on Amazon for like 10 bucks. And this one's fitting perfectly, so I'm just gonna go with this probably for the rest of my pregnancy. I feel really good in pregnancy right now. Like, my nausea's gone, a lot of my bloating's gone down. The only real like physical issue I'm having right now is a lot of back pain, which I know is really common at this stage in pregnancy, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. But other than that, I feel really good. I feel really happy. I feel really confident, just happy with myself. I think pregnancy has kind of brought in this whole new aspect to body confidence and body positivity for me that I didn't expect. I think I'm just so appreciative of my body. I'm welcoming the changes, I'm grateful for them, and I like doing my little bump pose. So I'll see you guys in 4 weeks, probably. Today, I am 20 weeks and 5 days. Baby is the size of a cantaloupe, and I officially feel pregnant. I feel like I'm really in a magical stage of pregnancy right now. I've heard people call the second trimester the honeymoon phase, and that is what it feels like for me. A lot of the bothersome symptoms are in the past, at least for now. I'm feeling baby move now pretty much every day. I'm feeling her movements and kicks. It's been 4 weeks since I filmed the last update, but honestly, I feel like the biggest growth spurt was like right after 16 weeks. Around 17 and a half weeks is when I feel like this really happened. Like, I've grown since 17 weeks, but between 16 and 17 weeks, I feel like there was a huge change. I had already started to develop some stretch marks. I'm not sure if I talked about this in the last update, but along my boobs and kind of on my lower stomach, upper pelvis. And now the ones on my stomach are kind of extending upward more, almost to my belly button. They are pretty light, but the experience and the sensation of my skin pulling and stretching it can be pretty uncomfortable. I've been using a body oil and that has really, really helped with that. I don't know if it helps with like the appearance of stretch marks, but it's definitely been helping with the like itchiness and the discomfort. Aesthetically though, I'm feeling really good about the stretch marks. I feel like it's a sign of my body growing and adapting and changing because my little girl is growing and adapting and changing. Oh, also, my belly is so freaking hard now. Like I feel like before this, it was just like my regular squishy belly, but bigger. And now it's like abs. I mean, it's not abs, but it's just hard. We had our anatomy scan a few days ago and our baby was confirmed female, by the way. Things are going well, I'm feeling pretty good and just kind of in shock about this. I feel like now I'm at the point where if I'm like just naked or in the shower or in the bath, I'll be like, oh wow, I'm pregnant and I am feeling like the physical difference in my body now versus my body 20 weeks ago. All right, 24 weeks today, and the baby is the size of a papaya, or so says our pregnancy app. So here's a look at what my belly is looking like at this stage from the side and from the front. Honestly, I feel like there hasn't been that much growth between now and 20 weeks. I've had a rough time with pregnancy symptoms the past 3 weeks or so with headaches and back pain and nausea and dizziness and vomiting. It's just not fun. But today I am feeling like a solid B+, like the best I've felt in a long time. So I'm just happy to be here. Baby girl is very active. I feel her movements all the time. And specifically lately, she has really been enjoying kicking me in the bladder. So that's new. And Steven and I have officially decided on her name, and I'm not like saying it publicly anywhere yet until after she's born, but because this video is not going up until after she's born, I can say it here. Steven, you wanna say it?
Grace.
Grace! We were gonna name her Grace, our little greasy girl in there kicking up a storm. That name had been our front runner for a while, and we had tried out some different names just to see, but a few nights ago, Steven was like, I think we should just lock it in. It's Grace. So we'll see how Grace has changed my body again in 4 weeks. So today I am 28 weeks and 5 days. Here is a view from the front and from the side. According to our app, baby is the size of a head of lettuce. So my belly has definitely continued to grow, but I haven't noticed like a super quick growth spurt or anything. Throughout my whole pregnancy, I've noticed new stretch marks popping up, but the ones in the last month have definitely been the most visible because they're up here, like closer to my belly button. And they're also a little bit darker. They're more purpley. I think they're visible on camera. Maybe they're more visible in person, but they're definitely there. And I feel really good about them. I wasn't really sure how pregnancy and my body changing would affect my body image, but honestly, stretch marks and pregnant belly and all, I have never felt hotter. I told Steven that the other day. I was showing him like the new stretch marks and I was like, but honestly, I feel hot. Like pregnancy is really tough, like physically, emotionally, mentally, but it has definitely been a booster for my confidence. I love this pregnant body. I love this baby. And I think that's about it. So I'll see you guys at 32 weeks. All right, 32 weeks and 5 days today. Baby is the size of a honeydew melon. Here's what my body looks like from the front and from side. Now here is the thing. If I had filmed this bump day at the beginning of the week, so like right at 32 weeks or at 32 weeks one day, this would be a very different update than it is filming it today, because over the course of the past 3 days, I have gone way downhill with how I'm feeling. I did not expect to kind of hit that threshold where you just feel kind of crummy all the time until maybe like 36, 37 weeks. But alas, it seems I have arrived early. The main thing is we found out from our last ultrasound that baby is in the head down position for birth, which is a good sign, but it also means that I have intense pelvic pressure. Anytime I'm standing up, it feels like there is a bowling ball between my legs, and it genuinely feels like she's just gonna fall out. And I know she's not gonna fall out, but that's just what it feels like. Like there's just so much pressure. And I think that combined with a pretty steep increase in back pain has led to everything that I do just feeling like 10 times more difficult. So not feeling my best, but we're pushing through. My belly support band helps a ton. And I've also just been kind of trying to rest a little bit more, take it easy. In terms of body changes, you know, obviously my stomach is getting bigger. It feels rock hard. If I thought it was hard before, it is like, it's so, let me see if you can see. Look at me trying to press into my stomach. I'm using quite a bit of pressure stretcher, it like hardly goes in. It's very, very hard. I think I have some new stretch marks since the last update. I'll pull my swimsuit down a little bit. But throughout my pregnancy, my stretch marks have just kind of multiplied slowly over time. There hasn't been a single morning that I've woken up and been like, oh my gosh, I have so many new stretch marks. It's been really, really gradual. So looking back at like earlier photos, I noticed that I have more stretch marks here now, but it's been so gradual, I never really notice like as the new ones pop up. So yeah, that's where we're at. This is what it looks like. And I will see you at probably 36 weeks. We'll see how much has changed in that time. So today I am 36 weeks and 1 day pregnant. According to my app, that means that baby is the size of a watermelon, which I guess makes sense because, you know, I'm getting close to term and my belly feels very big and very heavy. So I guess watermelon would be a pretty on point descriptor. So I had assumed that my belly button would pop into an outie in pregnancy because I feel like that's what I've seen happen to other people. But at this point, mine is just pretty much flat. Like it's not an innie or an outie, it's just flat with my skin. Also, I still haven't gotten the hormonal line that usually goes down the center of pregnant women's bellies. I thought that was something that happened to everyone, but I Googled it and I guess it just never pops up for some people. So maybe it'll pop up for me in the next couple weeks, or maybe my belly will stay looking like this. We also have some new stretch marks added to the ever-growing collection here between my bikini line and my belly button. It's hard to imagine my belly growing more at this point. I mean, I still have 3 weeks and 6 days till my due date, but I feel like I'm ready to pop. Baby is head down and also really low, so that's a good sign, my doctor says, but also it means that I have a lot of pelvic pressure. I'm pretty much waddling anytime I walk. I make a lot of grunting noises just trying to get up off the couch. I'm at that stage in pregnancy where everything just feels hard, my uterus included. I'm still exercising a little bit, but my stamina is definitely decreasing a lot. I have been walking a couple times a week, and I've also been really enjoying spending time in the pool now that it's getting hotter. As you can see, I'm kind of sweaty. Actually, probably gonna jump in the pool right after this, but the pool's been really great for that weightlessness because my belly does feel so heavy all the time, and it relieves a lot of that back pain and that pelvic pressure. That's pretty much it for my body changes. And then another new thing that's popped up in really just the past week here has been that I have had a couple series of false labor contractions. So it feels different than Braxton Hicks. There's like an actual pattern to them, but they never go long enough for me to actually like go into the hospital. They're not consistent enough to send me into labor, but it's happened 3 times in the past week, each series being like anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And while each time I was pretty sure that like this isn't it, you know, I'm not actually going into labor right now, it has made Steven and I stop for a second and be like, but what if this is it? And it's weird realizing that at some point in the next couple weeks, that is gonna happen, or my water's gonna break, and it is gonna be it. That is how things are going at 36 weeks. I should be able to film one more bump tape before she comes, but you never know, so see you whenever. All right, today I am 39 weeks and 3 days pregnant. Oh my gosh. This is what the bump is looking like. I'm definitely feeling it. Definitely ready to go into labor. I mean, baby girl's gonna come when she comes, but I am definitely ready. So I was gonna wait and film this last clip at 40 weeks, but actually night before last, I had about 4 hours of prodromal labor. So like a regular series of contractions, but it stopped before it sent me into true labor. So obviously baby is still in utero, still cooking, but that can be a good sign that labor is near. So I figured better to just film this clip now. And I don't think my body's really gonna change much in the next week to week and a half. I'm 4 days out from my due date. So as of my 38-week appointment last week, baby has dropped. When they did the cervical check, they can feel her head, which is wild, but my cervix was still closed at that time. I had not started to dilate, and I actually have my next appointment today, so I'm hoping that that will have changed, but we'll see. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself or on my cervix. Trying to think if there are any other body updates. Oh, I started leaking colostrum, which is cool. Pregnancy as a whole is just so wild. I mean, the fact that this body of mine has been able to change and grow and adapt, and that essentially at this point, there's a full-grown baby in there. I feel like my brain's still trying to process that, but I'm very much looking forward to meeting this baby and starting the long, long life journey together. So I am gonna film one more clip a few days or a week or so after I give birth, we'll do a postpartum clip. So let's cut to that. So I am 13 days postpartum. Baby is here, which means that she is no longer in here. And after almost 10 long months of my body changing, this is what it looks like from the front and from the side at almost 2 weeks postpartum. So we did post a birth vlog over on the Sierra and Steven IRL channel, so I will put a card for that up here. But a little TLDR, if you didn't watch it, 2 weeks of prodromal labor, and then I was induced at 41 weeks and 1 day. And after 60 long hours of induced hospital labor, the doctor decided that the best way for baby to get here safely was to do a C-section. So I did have a C-section, and I officially gave birth at 41 weeks, 3 days. So first big body change postpartum is my C-section incision, which is actually below my bikini line. So it's not something that's really ever gonna be visible to most people. But it is something that I will carry with me forever. It starts about here, ends about here, I think. So it's about that big-ish. And then other body changes. The first, I would say 3 or 4 days postpartum, I was so incredibly just like bloated and swollen and retaining a lot of water, which the nurses at the hospital said is common for really all people giving birth, but was exacerbated by the fact that I was in labor for so long and had been on IV fluids for so long. So when I left the hospital at 4 days postpartum, I feel like I still kind of looked like I did when I was maybe 6 months pregnant. And now at 13 days postpartum, I feel like most of that has gone down, but I do still feel like I'm retaining a little bit of water in my belly and in my face, and especially in my feet and my ankles. The skin from like my belly button to my bikini line is just a lot looser. Like it kind of sags and hangs a little bit. Like you can see it more if I roll down the swimsuit, but it's a little bit looser than it was pre-pregnancy. It really is amazing though, like how elastic the skin can be. I feel like I expected to have a little bit more loose skin, and those are the main changes on my stomach. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff I could say about my chest. I am breastfeeding, and my milk supply came in with a vengeance around, I think, 3 days postpartum. And it's a little bit better now, but my body is definitely still trying to figure like supply out. And right now I think I'm overproducing a little bit. And so my boobs are just like rock hard, and they can be a little bit painful and engorged at times. And I feel like I'm just like constantly leaking breast milk on every bra and every shirt and every blanket. So that's pretty much it for like the observable changes, what other people can see. But then there's the whole other realm of like my recovery from the C-section and how that's going for me internally. The first day after giving birth was so hard. I really struggled to get up out of bed, to go to the bathroom on my own. And I didn't know what to expect for the C-section recovery. I had learned a little bit about C-sections through our birthing class, but I was planning on a vaginal delivery. And so with how hard that first day was, I felt kind of hopeless. I was like, how the heck am I gonna care for my newborn? How the heck am I gonna be able to go home? Like I can hardly stand up. I don't know how the heck I'm gonna do this. And it definitely seemed very scary and daunting at the beginning, but I have gotten so much better day by day. Like the incline for a C-section recovery, at least for me, was very steep. Like day 2 was so much easier than day 1. Day 3 was so much easier than day 2. And so while the recovery was definitely hard, it got easier pretty fast. And obviously everyone's body is different. You may have had a C-section and felt great after a day, or it might have taken you a month to feel good at all. But for me, at 13 days postpartum, I feel like I have most of my mobility back. I'm in a low amount of pain, and I'm feeling really confident in my body's ability to heal from this. So let's go ahead and wrap this up because it is very hot today. I am very sweaty, and Grace is sleeping in her bassinet, and I just want to snuggle her. All right, so I grabbed a little sleepy Grace for one last shot, which I think officially completes this video and my 9-month, well, essentially 10-month pregnancy transformation. All for this little one. All for you, my love. She is out. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me and just coming along with me on this crazy journey. If you want to keep up to date with me while I'm on maternity leave, definitely check out my Instagram and my vlog channel. Both will be linked down in the description. And I will see you back on this channel in 3 months. Have a great summer. And I won't be here to tell you this every week, so I need you to remember this. Be confident and be kind to your body. I love you guys so much. I can't believe this is my last video for a while. Okay, bye.